patience and creativity. Thank you so much, guys, for attending. I'm very excited for you to see what the finalists have come up with. And you will also get to ask some questions to them after the presentation is done. And I think that before we start with the first team, Girl Boss, we also have one last video from the peer grading teams that took part in the business case round.
Now let's talk about the details.
In this slide, we can see the cost and revenue structure of our.
Let's see some financial references.
Estimation of cash flows.
This is our financial analysis.
So regarding the financial projections,
when you are observing a stock graph, it may have a few stages.
This is our development roadmap.
We choose a new direction of marketing strategy every 6 months.
Because there's a gap of financial literacy index around the world.
Costs of our business in detail for the 5 coming years.
In the long term, we'll accumulate a 7% IRR.
Based on the market analysis and research,
this slide displays our break-even points and items.
So for the financial projection,
here is our appearance.
At this slide, we have your shadow result information.
This app features customizable characters.
Our site will become a space for interaction between designers of any kind.
These are the action cards.
Here is a model of our promotional website.
And this is the interface.
In this example.
Alright, so moving on, here are the key features.
They will be able to play multiple games.
A variety of services.
We can introduce an example.
2 specific examples.
Now let's look at the created prototype.
We will be operating our business in 2 ways, through physical and online cards.
I will analyze it from the following aspects, including the benefits, weaknesses, opportunities, and risks.
So the strength is in
weakness, no.
Opportunities are
and threats.
Our target audience is mainly students.
Will attract teachers.
Will be mostly English language learners and students.
And naturally, we might need possible partners.
Next step is our potential sponsors.
It is beneficial for economic universities to become our sponsors.
Both the local government and also UNESCO.
Here are some parties that we hope to cooperate with.
A lot of organizations would like to support such a cause.
We believe we can make use of financial support.
Our weaknesses, we have solid competitors, so we might.
What if I tell you that there is a mobile application that can help you in your problem and provide you with some exam from IQ?
Are you kidding?
We are very confident
that our product can outshine other competitors.
Our product will be top in the world in the future.
It is certain that you will get profits, a large amount of profits.
Some
app
the
implementation
of
the
game
is
possible.
Sense
for listening.
Hope you like the application.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you in the future.
Children might only be a fraction of our population. Notwithstanding, they are 100% of our future.
Wow, I think that we've also seen a bit more details into their approaches this year. All I can say is very creative and so many different ideas. But now I think that we can see who the 5 best teams were according to the peer grading of the other teams. Firstly, we're starting with Team Girl Boss, then we move on to Team Mars, Team Montor Silic, Team Honest Space, and Team Conexa, which was a week created team. And we have decided on a name finally. We have Team Conexa for team code 23419. So let's start with Team Girl Boss. I think all of them are here. And before I ask them to unmute themselves to start their presentation, I believe we have a short intro. So, guys, are you here with us? Can you unmute yourselves and start sharing your screen?
Yes, Team Girl Boss is here.
That's great. Okay, so we can see your presentation. You will have 10 minutes to complete your presentation to the jury. And afterwards, you will have the chance to answer their questions for about 10 minutes again. If you overcome the 10-minute limit, I will unmute myself and let you know. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, then you can start.
So hello everyone, we are Team Girl Boss and today we would like to present our solution to business case, which is virtual reality.
So here's our executive summary where you can see key points such as unique features, financial prospect, and market analysis of our solution. Next is problem statement, which includes a lack of engagement and interactivity. And next is geographic and financial constraints that limits broadening of perspective, and traditional methods failing to provide opportunities for hands-on learning and exploration. So our solution is the virtual reality edutainment, and it adds the principles of edutainment to create the engaging and interactive learning experiences. And the key features of virtual reality edutainment is immersive experience. So it allows students to learn with their learning environment in a more natural and intuitive way. And the next one is adaptive learning. So thanks for the algorithms and artificial intelligence, the students' capabilities adjust on their difficulty level. And the last one is customizable environment, and it allows the student to customize the virtual reality environment and create more personalized learning experiences. And our product is Bilium 360, and we provide 3 products. They are VRE Lite, VRE Pro, and mobile app with premium content. As you can see from their names, VRE Lite is more is dedicated for those who are on budget, and VRE Pro is for those who want more enhanced experience of edutainment. And since we're inclusive company, we provide a mobile app with premium content, which also provides premium content for those who own VRE Lite and VRE Pro. And we can actually show the prototype of our app that we have made on Figma. And this is our 7S framework strategy and a general overview of our project. So our strategy is to engage students and enhance teaching, incorporate in education, and our structure is mainly based on the roles and responsibilities by the team member responsibilities. And our system is mostly data-driven by the use of data to inform decisions and measure impact. And our shared value is continuous development and improvement by encouraging students on regular feedback and analysis. And our style is mostly technological, based on the VR hardware and software. And our staff is always trained and developed in order to provide instructions for the students. And our skills is to provide the training for the staff and other stakeholders. And here's the roadmap of launching our product. It consists of 6 steps. The first is preparation and planning by making the risk analysis. Next is content development, which is mostly on the made on the app. Then is technology selection and implementation, which is mostly based on the software and hardware development. Then alpha and beta testing, then training and deployment of the students and the teachers. And throughout the whole project, we're going to provide the support and maintenance.
So now let's switch to the market analysis of edutainment market, as the compound annual growth rate of this market is approximately 16%. The expected growth is approximately 10 billion in 2026. The largest regions are North America and Asia Pacific. Moreover, the VR market can approach not only the direct service, it can also approach the total addressable market, which is shown on the diagram. The market drivers are simplicity, growing global acceptance, effectiveness, increasing investment, potential to improve children's social skills. However, there are skepticism, lack of recognition, and really high entry costs. Our target audiences are children, educators, students, and gamers. And for all of them, we have particular marketing structures. For children, it's leveraging social media and influencers for both parents and kids, providing free trials. For students and educators, leveraging partnerships with educational institutions, reaching out students through media, also providing free and demo trials. For gamers, it's leveraging partnerships with gaming community through forums, influencers, and etc. There are some trends and opportunities, and first is increased demand for digital learning, gamification of education, growth in mobile learning, expansion into emerging markets, focus on persistent learning, and investment in educational technology. The possible investors are Facebook, Sony, Microsoft, Qualcomm, and other companies that have their initiatives of developing VR technology. They have a really high investment for this. The competitors are direct and indirect one. The direct one are VR education products, and the indirect is educational apps and technology. However, our product have advantage over both of them. The advantages include created materials, the personalized learning using artificial intelligence and free machine learning, freemium content, user-friendly interface, social features, and 100% reliable and helpful information, and innovative features.
Let's move on to SWOT. And one of the strengths of VR is its ability to accurately depict real-life scenarios and interactivity, which opens up new possibilities for training, as well as creating immersive experiences for users. VR can create a sense of presence in an environment and provide a more engaging and effective learning experience, minimizing the reliance on field trips. For example, a student learning about anatomy can now interact with virtual representation of the human body, which can help increase their understanding, retention of the material, and their interest. However, weaknesses is that the issue of motion sickness that arises when using the VR headsets, as the brain is receiving conflicting signals from the eye and the inner ear. This can make prolonged use of VR uncomfortable and can limit its use. Another weakness is the high cost and the time needed for development, which can limit its accessibility and adoption by schools or businesses. Whereas opportunity is that its technology is becoming cheaper and more accessible for schools and businesses to implement VR, and is helping to democratize access to this exciting technology, which is also suitable for education and training. Whereas the threats is it can be less sustainable than other forms of the technology because VR requires specialized hardware, which can be expensive to replace. Additionally, VR content can also be resource intensive. Another threat of VR is it may not be suitable for use in a traditional classroom setting due to the VR requiring special headset. Also, VR can be distracting to students as it can be difficult to maintain focus when using VR for extended periods of time. This can make it challenging for schools and to integrate VR into their curriculum.
So the next part is the financial analysis. First of all, I want to start with the total cost. Total cost components are wages, rent, profit, and investment. And approximately in the long time period, the highest, the proportion of the total cost will be investment, as it should be invested into the VR in order to promote it. So according to the next slide, there's shown the marketing cost, which mostly the investment will go to the marketing, the promoting of the VR. It's the important, and as it's mentioned in the graph, like social media advertisement will have like the highest proportion, and it will require the most of the funds in order to promote this, as the social media is the main platform that impact the consumers' mindset, and it is important to promote the VR in order to in proper way present the product that will be demanded in the future in order to decrease the cost and also the price for the consumers. So the next one is the profit forecast. As was mentioned before, VR development is time consuming. So for that reason, at the beginning, there will be some loss made by the producers. Is shown by the negative slope of the graph. However, in the future, for example, it was forecasted after the 9 months, maybe there will be profit instead of loss, like the first money that could be generated from the producing of the VR. The profit will increase due to the fact that there will be more demand for the VR, and maybe in the 10 years there will be about 100 million users of the VR edutainment. So for that reason, we believe that in the future the company will be able to expand the VR market, which will lead to the higher economies of scale, So on the next slide, it's shown that the average total cost will be decreased with the time. As it was mentioned before, the VR development requires a lot of time and funds. So for that reason, during the 2 and 3 years, there will be maybe even higher costs than at the beginning. So like in the future, economies of scale will increase and the average total cost will fall as the demand will increase, and therefore the price for the consumers will also fall. So
in conclusion, our solution is innovative, profitable, and entertaining.
Thank you guys for the presentation. Let's come to the questions, I think. The use of contemporary technology is a wonderful idea, but could you please give us an example of user experience? Like what will happen after the user starts the education in VR? Because I didn't understand the concept of the idea. What's going to be inside? What are you going to give them?
I think to answer your question, we can show you the Figma app which we created in more details.
One of our elements, our products is the app, which is free, but contains the premium content, so freemium app. And here in this app, you can see different virtual laboratories in the engaging classrooms. So it means after wearing the VR, they can see, for example, molecules in 3D and see some processes, because not all of the, due to some circumstances, for example, field work in geography, and it can be hazardous, and thanks for the VR, they can learn this by seeing it as in the real life, and it just emits the hazards that they might face through the VR app. And in this app, for example, if you we have not did that part yet, but if you press some applications, for example, virtual laboratory, it will show the screen of VR. Like, I think many of you have seen the YouTube videos that are so you can wear the so you can use your phone as VR. And for example, if the person cannot buy the VR Pro or VRE Lite, then they can use the VR cardboard and use the their phone and the app there as their educational tool.
Thank you. Now it's better understandable.
So I can also see that Germano has a question.
Yes, thank you. First of all, congratulations on your presentation. It's a very ambitious one. And this very ambition is the subject of my question. So with VR, just a little bit of very short background. I have worked somewhat with VR in architecture for the last year, for prototyping and so on. And one thing that always comes to my mind is that the hardware is still not everywhere, to put it very lightly. Mostly we work with, mostly the places that have VR, and I'm living in Latvia, which is a European Union country, are limited to some universities, some top-notch architecture bureaus, very few schools, and not to say personal homes of people. So how do you plan to get this hardware in enough places so that your business can be profitable? In that sense, I also think the profit forecast you showed for 12 months is way too optimistic. So how do you, since also on a pure entertainment level, there is the case of Half-Life Alyx by Valve. They try to push the envelope of technology as they always do with their games, making Half-Life Alyx a VR-only game. And that kind of, it felt it was too early for that because the hardware was still hard to come by. So how do you plan to solve the hardware problem for your business?
We analyzed our competitors, and one of the competitors are Google Expeditions, and they provide VR cardboards, which are very cheap and easy to manufacture. And our VR Lite is mostly based on the cardboard edition.
Cardboard edition, you said, right?
Yeah. And
okay, I'll note that down and look it up.
And VR itself is in the app. Could be seen in the app.
Could you show that again? And could you go back to your profit slide afterwards? First the app, please. Okay, so marketing costs go up, understandable. Operating costs, did you put like hardware acquisition or hardware popularization into operating production costs? Did you build that in during your?
Yes, since it is its cost is fixed.
Okay, yes, it could be fixed. Right, could you show me the app, please? Again. What? Could you go back to the app on Figma?
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll look up the cardboard you mentioned by Microsoft, right?
By Google and
Google Expeditions. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, and well done.
Thank you.
I think that we have time for one more question. John, are you ready?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, congratulations for your presentation. I would like to ask to clarify something because I don't get it. On the numbers that you have showed us about the market segmentation that you have done, have you taken into consideration about the hardware specifications and requirements? For example, you mentioned such big numbers, but in my experience, I know that even the Facebook, for example, says that only kids from 12 years old and later can use this kind of hardware and equipment. Have you taken this into consideration for your numbers?
Well, not only kids are our target audience, but also the teachers, and in order to provide more training for them, and also the parents can be, parents are our audience, and so the projections are not only based on the students and children.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, then, so if all questions are answered, I think that it's time to move on to the next team. Thank you so much, Team Girlboss, and thank you so much for the jury for the questions. So the next team is Team Mars. Let's give also like a couple of more seconds for the jury to finalize their gradings. So Team Mars, can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's great. Let's wait for the intro to finish and then you can start sharing your screen. Oh, great, I can see you. You can start sharing your screen, and whenever you're ready, you can start. You have 10 minutes. Good luck.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are Mars, and we are now introducing a brand new platform called Medical Overture. Under Hong Kong's cutthroat educational system, the majority of students have long been pressured by our peers and exams. What's worse, long periods of lockdown have led to a lack of social interaction among students. No surprise that Hong Kong students are prone to mental health problems, incorporating depression and emotional upheavals. Yet, the lack of formal education on mental health still remains as a barrier for stakeholders to combat the problems together. Parents have no relevant knowledge on the issue, and hence they cannot help their kids even when they are in need of professional assistance. Mental health problems vary among people depending on the severity of their illnesses. Yet, the current education is too general. No efforts are directed towards relieving the problems of the Hong Kong students. Plus, the labeling of mental illnesses as abnormal and has also disincentivized students to voice out their concerns. Eventually, few students are willing to seek professional advice. However, authorities have started to pay attention to the mental issues in Hong Kong with the proliferation of suicide. With the increasing awareness of mental health, it results in a rise in demand for relevant services. Unlike current platforms like Shall We Talk, Mind.org, etc., MAS aims at creating an interactive and innovative edutainment platform for students to acquire more information about mental health by integrating professional and informative advice and exclusive user experience to increase their awareness towards mental health issues and hopefully mitigate their mental health problems.
So moving on to our business plan, as a nonprofit organization, we're currently making a tailor-made digitalized platform. There will be 3 user modes, incorporating student, teacher, and school mode. And each user has its customized profile based on their mental health statuses and primary objectives. For students, before creating their profiles, we'll ask for their basic information, backgrounds, which will then be used for statistical analysis as a reference of the user's mental health status. And for teachers, we'll ask for their basic information and their perception about Hong Kong's mental health education. Well, for member schools, we'd like to know their focal purposes of joining our program to leverage our resources in helping these member schools. So delving into the details, students will experience 4 stages as a user: beginner, amateur, intermediate, and professional. They would need to complete daily, monthly, and weekly tasks depending on their workload and difficulty in order to proceed to other stages. So for the school user mode, we will provide schools with the general pattern, trends regarding the mental health of their students based on their individual profiles, so they can consider the effectiveness of our activities and if they will participate in our program next year. So they can, which will result in a higher degree of freedom. Also, with the help of big data, we can direct efforts towards helping schools with a substantial number of students suffering from mental health issues. Specifically after the platform is launched, with respect to the primary school students, their schools will provide assistance for them to use the platform in advance through information sessions in order to improve their user experience. For secondary students, the platform will be promoted through joint school activities and social platforms. With regards to university students, they can either be involved in the platform as users or participants, like volunteers and interns, as we will actively recruit them as writers, sharers, or subcommittee executives to help with promotion. Here we will include the regular activities that will be held and promoted on our platform. First, we'd like to emphasize edutainment through the help of therapy dogs. We cooperate with the Hong Kong Therapy Dog Association for a day event, so students can have an intimate contact with the dogs and understand their jobs. Secondly, we will invite psychologists, medical professionals, or researchers to give monthly talks at our member schools to introduce mental health problems and the corresponding solutions. Last, we'll organize quarterly drama shows with MEDIC, which is the medical drama team of the Chinese University of Hong Kong. The drama will be highlighting the experience of a student suffering from mental health issues. The show is open to the public, and the schools using our platform will not be charged. In addition, half of the seats will be distributed to the public and half to the reserved schools.
Regarding the risk, and active participation is the most significant one, as students might be unaware of the importance of acknowledging mental health problems. Also, the difficulty in monitoring the authenticity of participants' progress still prevails, as we cannot ensure the accuracy of the completion of assigned tasks and their information. Schools might overlook outliers with severe mental health issues, as the users' profiles are kept confidential, and the school will be only provided with the general patterns and trends of the students' mental health status. Also, the large student base makes it hard to help every single student effectively. Last but not least, despite the help of cybersecurity, data leakage still lurks as a problem, even if we pledge to do our very best to protect their privacy. However, it is apparent that the advantages of our plan outweigh the downside. First, the platform is easy to follow and tasks are self-paced, ensuring students are comfortable using the platform. Our platform is customized from the perspective of the students, as we have incorporated regular stress tests and cooperative tasks that makes our website motivating and interactive. Moreover, as the platform makes good use of big data to assess students' mental health status, it provides valuable insight of complex mental health problems among students, which can be used to accurately evaluate the effectiveness of present mental health policies. Conversely, the present platform might not resemble the technicality of our platform, and thus they may not reflect the real situation of Hong Kong students at present. Last, we have directed our efforts towards data protection. For example, for our school users mode, the school can only know the overall situation. Thus, students might find it more secure to voice out their actual situation, thus easing our work and relieving their pressure as well. For social impact, our platform sheds light on the problem of declining mental health among teens, which will raise awareness among schools, parents, governments, and NGOs. Also, teens at the stage of self-exploration can develop better interpersonal relationships and seek potential improvement, which can help boost their self-esteem and consequently facilitate their personal development.
Moving on to the stakeholders, to schools. The first pain point is that it would be cost inefficient to ask for every student's mental health status periodically. Providing bi-monthly mental health reports helps schools adjust the degree of focus on mental health education. The second pain point is that schools' reputation. When schools adopt tailor-made plans that improve students' well-being, they could brush up their reputation for actively looking after their students. Moreover, including outside classroom learning in school curriculum diversifies the education spectrum. Moving on to the next stakeholder, students are divided into 3 age groups. For primary students, edutainment like online mini games serves as a fun way to learn and play, which primary students are prone to such learning mode. For secondary students, we build them a better self-understanding. As adolescents are notorious for their mental health issues, our platform allows them to open up without telling others their problems. Moreover, teens tend to follow one another, which slowly raises our user base. Partnering with Tomato serves as the perfect medium to connect teens in our platform. For university students, we recruit subcommittees as platform ambassadors to help with the recruitment of student helpers to conduct research, generate ideas for our platform, and write articles on mental health. How our platform is experience gaining is clearly beneficial to them as an attraction. Our last stakeholder is parents. They especially care if the kids' data safety is
I think we might have a slight connection issue. So
parents, they especially care if the kids' data safety is guaranteed. Our platform hires engineers to constantly work on improving the platform's cybersecurity. Parents can then rest assured of children use our platform being protected.
We are dividing cash flows into costs and revenues. The main fixed cost is the development cost of our website. The remaining recurring costs included costs for drama performance, office rent and utilities, cost of human resources, consultation, and advertisement costs. Thus, we expect the total cost will be around 1.7 million. In order to balance the cost, we can earn in 2 ways, which are drama shows and mainly the participation fees from schools. Each of the schools will be charged 5,000. To reach break-even point, it is expected to have 321 schools joining our platform. For drama shows, tickets will be classified into 3 types, such as adults, students, and child or elderly. To reach break-even point, it is expected to have 92 public audience for the drama under an estimated ratio of 3 to 5 to 2. And moving on to the resources needed, we are grouping the resources we expect we need into 4 categories for simplicity. For human resources, we will need professionals to share their in-person experience. Those experiences are unique and students could feel mental health issues in usual workers should. Another aspect in need of human labor is administrative work. We plan to employ 1 to 2 part-time admins or university student interns who can assist in the platform operation. For networking, we will put harnessing bodies and KOLs we plan to use as the advertising strategy under this category. For the technological side, we need technicians to work on website. We will need data analysts to generate bi-monthly reports on the overall mental health status of a school. Another technician is expected to be outsourced to companies specialized in cybersecurity. For capital, we expect to be needing the basics of an office setting as a recurring operation expense and capital for hosting edutainment dramas. We plan to raise this capital through 2 major ways: sponsorship and annual fees charged to schools. Thank you.
Great, thank you guys. You went a bit over the limit. I just texted it in the group chat, but I think you also had some technical issues. So I think we can start with the questions. I believe Valentina has one.
Hello, everybody. I'm very interested in your project, actually, because I have been teaching human resource management for more than 16 years now. Therefore, I have several questions for you. Please make it clear for me, if it's possible, from the beginning, if you are speaking about a hybrid version of educational program. So is it only an online version or a hybrid one? Because you have said something about playing with dogs and having dramas classes and so on. So could you make it clear for me, first of all, please?
Hello, sorry. I would like to apologize for our internet issue once again, but we'd like to answer the following question. So it is actually a hybrid program because we're actually using this program to promote to different schools, and despite it's an online platform, we actually use this platform as a program for different member schools in Hong Kong. So some of the tasks will be completed collaboratively, so they might be conducted face-to-face. So it's actually a hybrid program because the tasks will be assigned online, but they will have to complete it face-to-face. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Then, if it is about a hybrid program, okay, could you tell me if you have considered how feasible this program could be? Could you persuade teachers and parents and psychologists and students to join both the traditional version and also this one? So are you confident that this will work?
So regarding the feasibility of our program, because we actually invited like different teachers, psychologists, and medical professionals collaboratively in our program. So I think the feasibility is not a problem because we have some incentives for the students, teachers, and schools to join our program. So first, for the students, they can actually make connections with different students because they have to finish the task together. So they can actually build better interpersonal relationships, and also they can gain a better understanding of mental health issues. And for teachers, they want to evaluate maybe their students because they might be worried about their mental health statuses while they're educating them. So I guess it incentivizes them to join the program so they can access the students' mental health statuses. So last for schools, they will, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's very good, actually. And the last question, it will be actually about the way that you will be able to check if your objectives were met. Which are your strategic objectives? Your objectives.
But actually, our platform will like require the student users to like complete the online form for them to like access their mental health data every once in a while. So when their like mental health status are evaluated by time, if our platforms is like effective and there is actually impact, our health reports will actually generate the data we're looking for. So I think for the effectiveness, we are able to access to that, and moreover, we're employing we're outsourcing the data analysis part. We're also seeing the data analyzing part to the outside companies, which will like help us to generate different reports on like the schools feedback, the students feedback, parents feedback, and everything together. So I think the effectiveness part is solved for here.
Okay, thank you very much. This is enough.
Okay, I believe we also have one more question from Joseph.
Hello, I'm Joseph, and I also have a follow-up question about the feasibility. And regarding the feasibility, I think you did quite well in your presentation in terms of mentioning like who you target, just like the target audience. But my question is that how would you persuade or convince users to join? Because they also need to pay for the functions where just like the challenges you have incorporated in your the interface. Would it be like an option for the government to introduce the functions or any kinds of services to all schools? Because you also said you would need 321 schools to break even. So just tell me more about how you think this would be feasible to introduce to students in Hong Kong.
Sorry. So I just want to clarify. So your question is how to promote the feasibility of this program in Hong Kong?
Ideas and how to introduce the functions for any cool things to people, users in Hong Kong, including schools and students as well.
So actually, we have also mentioned some of the incentives that will be promoted, and because we, unlike like the conventional platforms like Shall We Talk, this is actually a more interactive platform where maybe we have introduced some streaks and also some tasks in order for students to proceed to like corresponding stages like beginner, amateur, and intermediate to professional, so they can actually gain a sense of satisfaction when they proceed to other stages by finishing the task. And also the schools will also work in tandem with the government when we implement this program and us. So we can actually promote our reputation and also the legitimacy of our program through joint school activities and also through some collaborative workshops and information sessions. So I guess it explains our feasibility of our program.
Okay, thank you. So
we have some additional information. Sorry.
Okay.
Actually, I have some points to talk about. So for like schools in Hong Kong, there are private schools and public schools. For public schools, they are actually government funded, so they can actually receive funds, or which they can then use these funds to like purchase a membership of our program. And for private schools, when they have their financial reports out to the public will know that they actually like allocate some part of their capital for the mental health program. So by doing this, the parents know that the schools actually care for their students' mental health. So I think for like both the demand, which is like the private schools and public schools, they both have incentive and they are feasible to like adopt our program. So yes, I think the feasibility, the program is quite feasible here.
Okay, thank you very much. And also another question about still feasibility. You said you would need like 321 schools to make to reach the break-even point. How much time do you think you would need before that threshold is reached? The break-even.
So I think we will take around a year to 2 years to reach this number, because actually the problem of mental health issues is deteriorating in Hong Kong. Like there's a proliferation in suicidal cases recently, and I guess the schools have actually paid more attention, and they would like to direct more efforts towards relieving the plight of students suffering from mental health issues. So I guess after we promote this platform on social media and also through our incentives, and also the registration fee to join our program is low, and I guess it incentivizes schools with a substantial amount of budget they can actually join it. So I guess the money is not a problem for them, and I guess the benefits must outweigh maybe the costs and things. So I guess it would take a year to two for the program to be prevalent among Hong Kong.
Okay, thank you very much. I have no more questions. Thanks for your great job.
I think we have time for one more question. Germano?
Yes, thank you. I'm Germano. First of all, I think your project is very promising. Mental health is a subject that needs to be addressed in education. I think there are no questions about that, but my question is of a technical nature, but I think it's very important. It's about data safety, medical privacy, and consent. So you can use slides 23 and 42, at least on the PDF. Maybe the numbering is the same, maybe not, but it's the slide with 23 would be the slide with the graph about report on students' mental status on the right-hand side. And 42 is the slide with the title Incentivizing Parents, that mentions computer engineers. Well, I'm a computer engineer myself, and I would like to ask, we're dealing with medical data here, and medical data is perhaps the most sensitive data alongside personal identification data that a person can have. How do you keep it safe? How do you prevent it from falling into undesired hands? And who has access to this data? The students themselves, their parents, their teachers, the school administration. You see, as the list goes on, it gets trickier and trickier to navigate. Lastly, we're dealing mostly with underage students because your premise focuses more on schools than anything else, although you mentioned universities. So who gives this consent to track a student's mental state, which is even trickier than physical health because it has much more, it's much more subjective in a way. Is it the student who gives consent? Is it the parent? Well, these are the main frameworks of my questions. So please address that if you're able, which I'm sure you are.
For the consent part, for primary students, I think because they are I think parents will be in charge of the consent part because they're less conscious to make their own decision. But for secondary and university students, the consent part will be left to themselves because, as you mentioned, these data are quite personal. So I think
may I quickly interrupt you just for a follow-up? So can the parent, in case of school pupils, or the student in case of university, can they opt out of the program altogether? Can they say, no, I don't want to participate?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Please continue with the answer, with the long answer.
For the cybersecurity part, we understand that these medical data is private and personal. So for who can access to the only the school can only access to the general, the report will only generate trends or the pattern among forms and students. So there is no one who could get access to individual users' mental health status. So for the cybersecurity part, we are we hope to employ some engineers to work on that to ensure that our
okay. Let me interrupt you again. So the data will only be generalized in terms of, for example, groups or grade parallels and so on, no individual data. But at the same time, individual data is there somewhere in the database because otherwise you couldn't track who is feeling what in simple terms. And could, for example, the parent or the student themselves have access to their own data in an individual format? or does it get generalized and not individualized ever again? Like when you lose the name reference and
so because in advance, before they actually create their profiles, we'll ask for their aspirations and their physical conditions and also stuff. So they will have access to their own individual profiles because when they finish their task, we will provide maybe some updates on their improvements on their mental health statuses, so they can actually know this. But for schools, they will only have access to the general trends, so it will not invade the privacy of the students, their own.
Okay.
But the students can work on their progress with their own pace.
The idea of a personal dashboard and their own progress is very good. We must be careful not to over-engineer it and make it too gamified, because we're dealing with mental health, which is the most complex of healths we can deal with. Okay, well, this about covers my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much for the questions and the answers, guys. Congratulations, Team Mars. I think that we can have the judges finalize their grades. But until then, let's see the intro for the next team, which is Montor Silly. So Team Montor Silic, I hope you have your presentation ready to start sharing your screen as long as, okay, the promo is done. So are you here, guys?
Yes, we are.
That's great. Again, same goes for you. You have 10 minutes to complete your presentation, and then you have to answer the questions. Good luck. You can start at any point. I'll just start the timer.
All right, sorry for our friends have a technical difficulties. Can you wait for a minute or something?
Yes, let's give them a minute. Is it someone that's not in the waiting room?
Yes,
No.
he's the intro.
Internet connection.
Okay.
Maybe we could move forward to the next team because they have to be fast enough.
If team on
they
space
are ready.
is ready.
Hello there. I'm very sorry. The connection in Indonesia is very bad, so I have to change it into my phone. But I'm ready.
Okay, then we can go as planned. Again, you have 10 minutes. You can start anytime.
Okay. I'm very sorry, but let us start this presentation. This presentation will start in 3, 2, 1. Honorable judges of IEOx competition, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We're IEO Academy, and in this opportunity, we will going to talk about our product, which is IEO Academy. First of all, many of you may wonder, where can we find a place or a platform to learn about economics or even investment in a fun way? Well, if you have that question, you don't have to worry now. We present to you IEO Academy, learning app using NFT components. First of all, let us introduce ourselves. We're Montor Chilik, and we are from
Indonesia!
Okay, guys, without further ado, let's start this presentation. The stage is yours, William.
Okay. Thank you, Chloe, and let's start the presentation with the executive summary. The name of our product is IEO Academy, and we target Indonesian citizens, in a particular with the interest in the field of economics and are active in the social media. So we create this product for the media to study economics, and that will contribute to the Indonesia economic growth. And there are several ways we can raise funds for our product, such as sponsorship, and then partnership, premium membership, and in-app purchase. And this business already fulfill 3 SDGs, which make this business sustainable. Also, we have considered the risk and the challenge of this business. So for the next slide, will be explained by my partner. Faustin, stage is yours.
Here, I'll introduce you to the IEO Academy product prototype. So this is the rough design of the product that we made. The first thing that you'll most likely see when you open the app is the IEO Academy and the start button. If you click the start button, it will bring you to the main menu where you can choose to trade characters, learn finance, or play the Snakes and Ladders game. If you want to trade characters, you'll be brought to the trading center where you can sell NFTs or trade those NFTs into in-app characters, which I will be explaining more in the next slide. And in the learning center is where the users can study. So they can listen to podcasts, watch educational videos, and even watch finance-related videos. Next slide. In this slide, I'll be explaining in detail more about the IEO Academy. So the main feature of the IEO Academy is the Snakes and Ladders game. So basically how this game works is users will throw a dice, and after they throw the dice, they will have to answer an economic question. And if they're able to answer the question, they will move forward a few boxes. But if they're unable to answer the question, they will stay in that box. And another main feature of our product is the non-fungible tokens, or the NFT. This NFT can be used as a media for the users to learn trading, and also they can be exchanged into the in-app characters. Our product not only provides entertainment, but it also provides additional features such as podcasts and educational videos. These two are accessible to every user. So this educational video will also be accompanied with quizzes at the end of every lectures. Our marketing strategy to promote the IEO Academy is to first promote through mid-tier influencers with followers ranging from 50K to 300K on Instagram and YouTube, and also through social media ads and raffle codes. Raffle codes can give users a good experience of our product so that they can continue generating a word of mouth for business. These raffle codes will be given through emails. And our product have achieved 3 SDGs, which are quality education, decent work and economic growth, and partnership for the goals. As what I've mentioned before, we plan to promote the IEO Academy through mid-tier influencers. So here are 5 potential mid-tier influencers who are focusing on the field of education, and we believe can help promote the IEO Academy both in the short run and long run. Next slide.
Okay, stop talking about the product. Now I'm going to talk about our potential sponsors and also partnership. First of all, here's the fundraising strategy. First of all is the sponsor, which is from the company and also other institutions. We are targeting more into investment platform like Ternak Uang, Stockbit, and also Dana Reksa. The second one is premium membership and program. Well, to gain and to join this application, our user have to pay amount of money to be our premium user. And the third one is in-app purchase, which is the NFT heroes. Now, here's the thing. Many of you may wonder, how can IEO Academy gain sponsors? First of all, IEO Academy will promote every event or every new product that has been launched by our sponsors. And at the same time, our sponsor will be able to put ads in our app. Now, here's the other thing. IEO Academy will work exclusively with IEO, since IEO is the only partner and the biggest institution in this world that provides economics. And IEO Academy and IEO will work together in collaborating it on the app. Next up. Now, let's talk about the global market and also competitors. IEO Academy is the only company in this world that creates AI-based learning with NFT components. And IEO Academy is in monopoly market. Now, for the short run, we're going to concentrate more in the Indonesian market. For the medium run, we're going to concentrate more into Southeast Asian and also other developing countries. For the long run, we're going to concentrate more on America and other global market. Next up.
So there are special reasons why we choose Indonesia as a place to open a factory. We believe that Jakarta, a metropolitan city with the advancement of knowledge and innovation in Indonesia, and also as a center of international trade, and has big target market size. And we provide efficiency in production costs is the best option for us to open a factory. Next.
Okay, now I will be explain briefly about our roadmap timeline of the IEO Academy. In the first year, that IEO Academy will be focusing on the research and development of the application. Besides that IEO Academy also focusing to search any partnership on the first year to get investment for the company work. And in the second year, that IEO Academy released the MVP and start to promote the app. When it comes to the third year, IEO Academy will release the final product and evaluate what's happening in the system to get a better improvement. So I give it to my friend Naufal.
All right, thank you so much. So let's talk about the target market. On the left side, the target market that is targeted for our app is global video game market and global game-based learning market. These two markets have a big growth rate. Global game video market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 12.9%, while global game-based learning market is expected to reach $79.9 billion of market value in 2031, with a CAGR of 17.4%. Next, on the right side is about market size and analysis. Here we have total addressable market, serviceable available market, and service obtainable market. It is calculated that our service obtainable market is 40,128 people each year. Next, we will going to talk about financial calculation. It is assumed that the inflation rate is 5.5%, with a user growth rate of 10% each year. By looking at this table, our initial investment amounts to $84,000. In year one, the expected profit is $90,088, or equal to 14% profit margin. After 5 years, the average expected profit amounts to $39,078.10, with an annual return to investment of 14.23%. And the investment payback is in around 3.39 years. So, by looking at those numbers, it is concluded that our project is profitable and can attract investors to grow their assets while also helping to educate people. Next.
So, this is how we prevent our threats and risks for this company. The very worst risk is lack of interest. No wonder in this era, there are so many online games that grabs most of the user attention, and they would assume that this game-based learning would be very boring and also monotone facility. We see this as a problem that we can solve by providing not only learning but playing game at the same time. Not only that, we also have podcasts that can be listened on your gadget anytime, anywhere. We also strengthen our facility by multi-factor authentication, so the possibility of account breaches can be reduced. Those solutions will minimize the impact and the likelihood of the risk. For the closing will be handled by my friend William.
Okay, we have come to the end of our presentation. We believe that IEO Academy is the most effective way of incorporating entertainment and education. We hope that our ideas can be beneficial to you all. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. Any question?
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a great presentation, and I really can't wait for the questions. So who would like to start from the jury?
Okay, guys, hi. Also, hi from Indonesia, actually. I'm here with you now. I would like to ask you to be more specific on the financial side of this question, of this project. So what kind of investments do you expect to raise? Why those investments will be pulled in? So, and how are you expecting to what do you expect a team to look like? A team of the project, I mean.
Okay, first of all, we would like to say thank you so much, sir, for the question. Talking about sponsors, we're aiming more into the funding because since we would like to build an application, definitely it costs money. So we will ask for the investment platform to invest through funding so that our application can work as well. And for the second question, since building a team is a very fundamental when we are talking about building a business. So business will be great if they have like a really great team. So we are going to focus more in 3 parts of the group. The first one is IT, where they have to develop our product and also all of our product and also the coding itself for the game. And the second one is design. Since building an application, we have to be unique and we have to be confident with our interface. So design is definitely a very important part. And the third one is finance and also marketing team. Since like for the finance, we have to able to calculate every funds and every investment that they give. And at the same time, marketing is also very important. So because without marketing, we're unable to promote this application, and we're unable to be accessible to every people. I think my member would like to add it up.
Yeah, while you are connecting, I would like to still ask you to specify some numbers. What do you expect the costs to be, and what numbers of investments do you expect to raise for it to be started?
Okay, so for the financial will be answered by my friend Naufal. Naufal, here you go.
All right, thank you so much for the question. And the target investment to get started for this app is at the year zero, which is 84,000 US dollars. We are optimistic that we can gather this amount of money, because this is the revolutionary app that can attract more consumers. And in Indonesia itself, it is really needed an app like this, because we are a nation that has a low financial literacy rate in Indonesia, and we believe that we can reach those numbers, 84,000 US dollars for our investment. Maybe my friends want to add?
Yes, so for the investment, it is from the total cost. You can see it from the financial model itself. So any more questions, sir, to clarify everything?
Well, you have answered mostly. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir.
I think we have one more question from John.
It's not pretty clear to me which is the target group of your product. So you mentioned that it's going to be citizens that are interested in learning economics, etc. Are they going to be dummies, or they are going to be experienced people in economics, etc.? This is not very clear, and I have another question depending on your answer, please.
Sir, for the questions, to clarify everything, we said that the estimated population of people who age from 15 until 40. So our goal is to educate people despite who they are, where they come from, or despite their brain. So basically, our IEO Academy is open for everyone, so everyone can access it. They can just download it in Apple Store or even App Store, so anyone can use it. That is the reason why we built this app, because we want more Indonesian or more people to be educated of economics, and that maybe the recession is coming, so we have to be more financially educated, and that is the reason why we built this app. Thank you. I hope this clarifies.
Okay, yeah, it is clear now. But since we are mentioning that you will start from Indonesian market, and your starting age is 15 years old, I don't know that if you are planning to have that only in English, or you are going to start in Indonesian and then you are going to translate in more languages, because we are mentioning a lot of big global markets, and I think that a lot of people do not speak English in these markets.
Okay.
So are you going to translate them? Are you going to start from Indonesian, or are you going to be from scratch in English?
Okay. So first of all, Naufal, please return to the previous slide, the one with the map. The other map, yeah, this one. So as we can see here, for the short run, we're going to concentrate in Indonesian market. So basically, all of our app is in Indonesian, because we are aiming Indonesian first in the short run. And in the future, we are definitely going to develop our application one by one. For example, in 2027, we are going to develop our application towards Malaysia. So then we will add Bahasa Melayu into that. Or even in long run, 2031, we're going to concentrate more into Brazil country. Then we have like a Brazilian language itself, so they can choose whatever that is suitable for the language and also nationality. I hope it clarifies you.
Yeah, thank you. But it is not included in your expenses and projection, right? Just the last one. You are not having any translating expenses in this projection.
Okay. Actually, this cost will be shifted into the app development since translating and also employees we have calculated in the project in the financial model itself. So it is on the app development.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And I think that we have time for one more question. Valentina, I think
if I may,
of course.
I will insist on the profile of the client, the potential client or subscriber. Have you thought about the differences in cultures of all those countries that you are thinking to address? Because you've said that your product will be an international product in the end, definitely, right? Therefore, two questions you will have to answer at. First of all, how you will customize the product if you decide to customize it. And secondly, how you will implement that product into different countries, how you will persuade citizens from different countries that your application is what they are needing, actually. Why your application and why not a traditional program, educational program? So could you make it a little bit more clear? How have you thought about all these things?
Okay. First of all, I'm pretty sure my teammates are going to discuss about it. Then I will. Yeah, you can go on first, Faustin.
Okay, thank you for the question. I will now answer it. So for the target audience, since in the short run, we are targeting the Indonesian citizens, so the app is going to be in Indonesian. But in the long run, we are planning to promote our product in the international market. So we have to translate those into English. So all the app will be in English. And as well, in the slide 4, can you please go to slide 4? So that we can promote, so that we can convince the international market that our app is suitable for them, we are planning to promote this product through mid-tier influencers such as Khan Academy and also Nas Daily.
Okay.
The previous slide.
Okay, very well indeed. But yes, one thing is to promote the product, and a totally different thing is to customize the product. Do you really think that a Brazilian person will have the same opinion as an Indonesian one? Or do you think that a Romanian person, I'm coming from Romania, okay? Do you think that one of my fellows will think that what you are providing in terms of educational sources, content, okay, is useful for our citizens as it is for your citizens? So
okay,
have you thought about the differences in cultures and experiences and educational systems and so on? So it is not only a matter of language. Easily, you can translate everything that you have on that app into different languages, but it is not only a matter of language, you know, it is also a matter of product, and it is not only a matter of promoting the product. It is the way that you will create that product will address the needs of the citizens, different countries' citizens.
Okay, thank you for the question. I will now be, maybe my teammate will be able to clarify the answer.
All right, so thank you so much. Here, in addition to the translation of the app itself, this app has a lot of potential, such as we can change this in the learning tab. We can use a local provider, local actors, local podcasters, and local video creators to customize in their own language, and the local producer itself must be must be I think it is they know what is the condition of the target market itself. Like if I want to promote in a Romanian, then we will hire a Romanian podcasters, and the podcaster itself will automatically adjust to the country itself. And the second addition is this in trade about NFT itself. We can use a local historical characters, such as Indonesia. We have kind of in the historical in the historical era when the Buddhist and Hindu when and the characters of the queen of the king of the kingdom itself can be used as a NFT. So that's the possibility that we can explore more to adjust to the needs of a specific country.
Okay.
Okay, can I add more, Miss? Is
Yes, of
okay?
course, please.
Yeah, okay. So the thing that we want to say to everyone is IEO Academy is open to everyone. We're open to international. We are aware of the culture difference between probably like Indonesia and Romania. That is the reason why, as Naufal mentioned before, our podcast will be designed suitable to every country. For example, like we will invite Romanian podcaster or even Romanian video content creator to be able to be a part of our project, our group. And at the same time, talking about the trade one, as you can see in the MetaMint, we will able to design an NFT that is suitable to every country. For example, in Indonesia, we have this thing called Kerajaan Singosari or even Kerajaan Majapahit.
Yes, and the Kerajaan Majapahit, I will continue. And the Kerajaan Majapahit has, like I said earlier, that he has a specific and unique king and unique person in there that we can use as an NFT to make a lot engagement to the users.
Very well indeed.
Okay.
Thank you very much. My last curiosity, and this is it, okay, I promise. Are you aware that all this customization comes together with a cost? Have you foreseen?
Yes, definitely.
Have you included it into your budget?
Yes. Can you go to the next one? Okay, as you can see here for the employee and also app development, it has like a really high cost because we calculate everything, right? And at the same time, we are actually very grateful because through IEOx, we are able to get to know more about the culture difference. And at the same time, we are trying to fix our financial project and financial model so that everyone can be able to access our product. And maybe after this competition, we will count it again and we will calculate every part of it. For example, for the translator, for the designer, and we are very grateful for every advice that you have given for us. Thank you so much.
I also thank you for all your answers.
Can I give more? I just give a quote.
Yes, of course. But big congrats from my part, okay? And this is it. This is my intervention.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Valentina. I think that a different classroom should feel like a community, and it should be like it whether three in a different classroom. So that's my closing for me.
Okay, I think this was a very well structured explanation to the answer to the questions. Let's again give the judges some more time to finalize their grades before we move on to the next team. Thank you so much, Team Montor Silic, and good luck. So next team is Team Honest Base. Let's play the promo and let's have them in the main room. So I hope Team Honest Base is ready. Guys, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
That's great. You can start sharing your screen. You have 10 minutes for your presentation and approximately 10 minutes for the answers to the jury questions. And you can start at any time.
Okay, we're ready to start. Hello, everyone. We're honest-based team, and we're glad to show you our solution.
I'm sorry, but can I interrupt you for just a second? We can't see your screen, the presentation.
Okay. I think I shared it.
Probably you shared.
We see your desktop.
Desktop. Yes, you should share the whole screen, or at least the PDF file.
And now?
Yeah,
yep, now we can see it.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're ready to start.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. We're honest-based team, and we're glad to show you our solution. First of all, we identified problems of current educational process and our goals. The first one is bias you can face receiving feedback. So if we want to improve our educational process, we have to elaborate bias. Students desire to be corrected by peers, and that's why we have to rate and improve peer learning. Tutors are too expensive for low-income households, so receiving help or feedback turns out less available. So if we want to make feedback available for everyone, we have to reduce cost. Recent researchers suggest that learning from competitors' mistakes is more effective than learning from yours. And one of the best ways to learn a concept is to teach it to someone else. We have to use these effective methods and create mistakes and teach and learning.
One of the first things that we had to do is market research. Our total addressable market amounts to $365 billion, which is the market of online education. Our service addressable market amounts to $41.4 billion, which is the market of online apps. And our service obtainable market amounts to $33 million, which is our projected revenue. The market of online education is constantly growing with a forecast CAGR of 16.3%. The market concentration is quite fragmented, which means that there are a lot of companies on it.
Our solution is Pitfall, mistakes-friendly app. You study when you find mistake of other people. First of all, two users get one problem and time to solve it. Then they exchange their works, correct each other's mistakes, and leave comments. After the rounds, everyone will receive feedback from the opponents. We have 3 modes. First of all, you can play with your friends, one by one, or create a room. Another mode, you can play with random people from all over the world. And the last one, you can play with the robots. Let's take a look at our app. First of all, the main idea of our app is learning from mistakes. Looking for other people's mistakes, you reduce your own. Now you can see the example of comments of your opponents. You exchange your works, correct each other, and leave comments. Our ideology is mistakes are okay, and that's why you have 2 scores. Mistakes rate encourages you for making fewer mistakes than usual because it's more important to surpass you and yourself in past than someone in present. When elo encourages you for fewer mistakes than opponent has. You always have a match with your opponent since you have similar elo scores. And we also have a high level of personalization. There you can see users practice and much more.
The main functions of our application are free, but some functions are able only with a subscription. With the free plan, users will be able to receive the rewards, view the statistics, use all 3 training modes, and solve personal tasks in order to work out errors. However, with the subscription, users will be able to watch lessons and task reviews on various topics and enjoy an enchantment module that will include competitions with tasks on knowledge of excellent world of cinema and entertainment and music. To get a subscription, the user will need to pay for it with money or available diamonds. The user will be able to receive diamonds for daily entry in the application, inviting friends, rewards, money, or opening gratitude. The last way to get diamonds is a measure of encouraging the user from the opening for useful comments and feedback.
Here we have a map of our stakeholders. We divided them into 2 components, power and interest. So we manage closely our students and teachers while keeping informed the parents. Take a look at the left part of the map. There are universities, online schools, and teachers. They have a lot of power, but they don't share the same level of interest as students and teachers. But we know how to raise their interest. Online schools are rising in popularity now, but students might lack socialization and interaction. So we suggest our app as a platform for students' interaction, socialization, or any kind of classwork. Teachers can improve relationships between students' understandings of lessons and use our app as a new way for grading. Universities can also provide their materials, courses, and use our app in classes.
We also collected feedback from our stakeholders. Joanna J. from Education Worldwide, the US online school, said that our app is a good way to learn together, improve your skills, and can solve a problem of the lack of communication at online schools. Ms. Chan from Rosemont High School thinks that the approach is good so far and can definitely be beneficial to the students. She also suggests to improve our app by including a team mode. Alexander Shvarov from Olmat, Economics Olympiad Preparation Service, thinks that the app is definitely effective to prepare for economics Olympiads. You can see new ideas in economics problems and go to the next level of understanding them. He also thinks that we have to minimize the risk of low qualified feedback in order to improve our app.
We differ from any other educational app on the market. First off, we reduced bias to the minimum level. We integrated the best entertainment tools such as rewards, competitions, and currency all into one app to make it a fun solution for education. We're also highly effective since we offer a high level of personalization, such as user statistics, personalized practice, a teach-to-learn system, and peer learning. Students don't have to go by a fixed time schedule and can practice anywhere at any time and choose from a variety of subjects that we offer. Engage and become a part of the global community.
The pitfall has 4 distinct social impacts. The first is reducing bias. Since no one knows your income, gender, or place of residence, you'll be able to receive helpful feedback that isn't biased in any way. Secondly, education is a public value. The main part of our app is free to use, so people are able to access it and learn effectively. Third, our app provides healthy self-esteem. While it's awesome to be the best in your class or group, it's even better to improve upon yourself. The MR scores in the pitfall allow you to see just how much you've improved and how far you are from reaching your goals. Finally, our app acts as a teacher's assistant. The job of a teacher can be hard, and our app definitely can help by improving the relationship between teachers and students.
We have also valued the main risks of our project, such as the loss of interest, which is neglected by implying the reward system. Lack of demand for our app is never a problem simply because of the testing schools and collecting feedback. The problem of non-equal opponents is solved by the IELO score system. The mistakes in checking the work are countered by the opponent's comments, and the problem of bad feedback and just to take a look users is solved by robot mode as the first round. At the top left of our slide, we have the risk matrix, with all the risks from above are ranked by 2 criteria, their probability and their impact. At the bottom, you can see the app implementation plan, which shows our first steps on the market, such as MVP, test app in schools, first test edits, first round of investment, app launch, marketing campaign, and the market expansion.
One of the best advantages of our app is its financial side. In return for $1.86 million of total investment, our investors will gain 10% of company's revenue and 10% of its equity in 10 years. This will result to the net profit value of $15.7 million, and with IRR of 33%, it will cover any risks that our investors can potentially have. In the bottom of the slide, you can see the graphs of EBITDA, free cash flow, and cumulative free cash flow. You can also scan the QR code to access our finance model, which is updating constantly.
Now on to partnerships. First of all, why should you become a partner? Here are 3 reasons why. First, there's our educational mission. As the main portion of our app is free, it allows disadvantaged and low-income students to access high-quality education. This effectively reduces educational inequality and helps many students. Second, we use innovative methods. Our method of using mistakes to help students learn and grow is both innovative and effective. Third, you can become a material provider to our app. Becoming a material provider enables you to receive a portion of bot subscriptions and purchases. Secondly, how can you become a partner? Here are 3 ways you can do that. First, you can provide materials and make questions. Feel free to create material about any subject of any level. The second way you can become a partner would be to become an ambassador for our app. You can share a product at your school or company and organize our events. Finally, you can invest into our app. Investing not only brings you a share of our returns, but also allows you to choose exactly how your money will be spent.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to answer your questions.
That was great, guys. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions? I think we can start from Christos.
thank you for being here and thank you for presenting this amazing idea. It is exciting. I like it a lot and I believe in peer grading. As you know, in WinterChallenge, we use it. And all the 5 amazing teams we have with us today are here this way, came here by winning a peer grading procedure. So I would like to get involved in this idea and I would play with this app if you had it, or maybe use it for my students to let them prepare. And I would like to ask if you could open source your tasks creation procedure. So teachers or other people interested in creating tasks could join in for free, of course, and help each other or create tasks that might become useful to other teachers. Have you thought of it? Would it be something that can work?
Do you mean when teacher can create them like own topic to lesson?
Yes, and maybe anyone, not only.
Yeah, of course we thought about it, and that's why teachers should be interested in our app, because it's kind of classwork. They can create a room like this. It's able to create a room and give your own task for your students.
And could it be shared, like being a teacher that gets positive or negative stars or points by others, like, you know, Stack Overflow and other basis work?
We have 2 scores, ELA, which encourages for your wins, and mistakes rate, it's your own that you surpass your in past. And Alec told about diamonds. Alec, could you tell it again? As opponent's gratitude.
Yeah. You collect diamonds when you give informative and good feedback, and the opponent give it to you. Opponent give you diamonds.
If your answer was really helpful, your opponents can say you thank you and give you a part of his diamonds.
Thank you very much. It's a great idea. Good luck.
Okay, I think we have more questions. Let's move on to Valentina.
Hello, I am Valentina. I have been teaching human resource management for a lot of years, and I have 2 sons. One of them, the eldest one, actually learned English exactly in this way. Therefore, I do appreciate your idea because I know that it could work. On the other hand, I have a question, a tricky question for you, maybe, okay? While teaching to my students interesting topics, I dare to say, I face a quite awkward phenomenon. They are consulting each other, and sometimes they come up with very strange ideas and wrong answers on my topic, you know? Therefore, from this perspective, I would dare to say that not every time asking a friend will help you to be provided with the most proper answer or solution. Therefore, my question is the following one. How would you prevent this thing to occur? How would you prevent bad or wrong information to be acquired by one person using this app?
Yeah, we have thought about this, and with the task, we want to provide the solution. So at first, the students will check each other, and then if they still didn't get the right result, they can check the solution that is written.
But that means that you will have all the possible answers to all the possible questions. Could you do it?
Yes, of course. With some tasks, with some subjects, it's relatively easy. For example, with maths, the answers with the whole chain of solving is already done, for example, in photo math.
If it
with
is
English,
about
it is also
maths and English. But how would you solve it if it's about a psychological question?
We thought about it. We have mistakes. Mistakes in Czech is a risk, but we included opponent's comments, you can't. You must leave the comments, and if you're unsure that you're 100% right, you can say, I think there is a rule, but I might be wrong, but check it. Or just say that it's yellow color, and like this. You also
I'm not
can.
sure. I am not sure on the information provided to you. So go further and check it. Okay. No further questions.
We try to fix it with open comments, with long comments, which is.
That was my suggestion. So you have to work a little bit more on that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your suggestion and the question.
Okay, so I believe Pat also has a question.
How you doing, guys? On the space. I loved your oral presentation. I thought it was fantastic, every one of you. And visually, I think it's really, really good. I really enjoyed that. I just have two linked questions. The first one being, how do you prevent abuse, between students if they're working? Because, as an educator myself, I don't know how many times I've had to get involved where someone says, well, I was only messing, but somebody is offended. How do you prevent that? Is there a moderating system?
Yes, and it's included in the economics system that we will have a team that is supporting the app, teachers that will develop interesting tasks, and of course the system administrators. So yeah, as in any service that includes communicating, you will report and our staff will check it.
Yes, so and you also don't have to show your profile. You can be like anonymous.
Okay. Along with that, then, if you've got somebody with SEN, special education needs, as again an educator, what I might say is very good to one person, I might say, well, maybe you might be able to do a little bit better to someone else, given the different levels of ability. Do you have any way of doing that? Because none of us are the same. We don't operate from the same levels.
Yes, we have ELO system, which shows like the level of your opponent, and I think we also can add different topics. For example, if we are talking about English, for example, it's topic articles and level of articles, and also we use ELO, which encourages you for your wins.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
And Alexander, I also believe you had one question about it.
Well, actually, my questions were already asked, but I have one more about the revolutionary methods. Could you be more specific? Why do you call them revolutionary?
We called it revolutionary in accordance with recent researches. Here we have links. Yes.
Okay, that'll be it for me.
Okay, so do we have any other questions? Maybe
I guess I'll ask mine. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not much of a question, more of a comment. So guys, your presentation is excellent, your idea as well. Could you please go back to the slide where you compare your product with Duolingo? Okay, so number of subjects offered, I guess Duolingo has a red score because it's only languages. But on the other hand, it's very many languages, and even some languages such as Irish Gaelic have been quite revived by Duolingo, thanks to Duolingo. There are many good stories. I'm just a very loyal fan of Duolingo, although I haven't used it for a long time now. But what I wanted to, it's more of a comment than a question, just a historical note that you may learn from. Peer learning, it has a red score, and perhaps it's justified in Duolingo's current version. But some 10 years ago, when I was a very avid user of Duolingo directly, there was a system where you got points. Like in between chapters of your language course, you had, or could, I don't remember, do some exercises in crowdsourcing text translations. So you had a text from one language to another, and it had been translated by many users before you and would be translated by many users after you. And you were always correcting them in iterations and gaining points from it. And you could comment on other people's choice of words, choice of expressions, and that was somehow gamified. They got scores, upvotes or downvotes, I think, from them. And the gist of it is that this crowdsourced translated text was something Duolingo sold to other stakeholders to make the service free for those language learners who are the main user base. I don't know. Well, I could probably find out, but I don't remember what business choice they made to discontinue that function because I found it to be so brilliant. Perhaps machine translations got way more advanced and were giving out better results than crowdsourced ones. But still, Duolingo was quite gamified in that sense. I'm pretty sure you didn't. You were very young, if not downright small, when that thing was that feature was up. So I posted a lecture of the founder of Duolingo at HSE University. You may benefit from it. It's again not much of a question, just a curiosity I had in my mind.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We were heavily inspired by Duolingo, so it's good to know that they used a similar system.
You can probably find out. I remember 2014 was the year I used Duolingo the most, and to this very day I still get some notifications on my email about someone upvoting my Italian choice of words somewhere deep in the database. So if you're interested, I can probably find out and get this information to you somehow. So yeah, your project is excellent. I would love to be a user, both as a teacher and as a student. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. Good job, guys. You have done your presentation and answered all the questions. Let's again give the judges some more time to finalize their grades if they haven't done so already. And good luck with the results. Now we can move on to the next team, the final one, actually, the last one, which is Team Conexa. It was a team created by the WinterChallenge work group because the members, which means that the members didn't basically know each other beforehand. So I'm really looking forward to seeing their presentation.
Can I share my screen?
Just one moment, we are just playing the intro video.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. So Ryan, will you be sharing the screen? You can go ahead and do so. So we can see your screen. You have 10 minutes to do the presentation and then another 10 minutes to answer the questions. Good luck.
Got it. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan.
My name is Micah.
And we are Conexa, and this is our business case presentation.
Conexa plans to address the issue of wealth inequality as it pertains to access to resources and educational opportunities. Our target customers consist of educational institutions with pre-existing study abroad programs in countries such as France, Spain, and Italy. We plan to utilize the SaaS subscription-based model within our marketing strategy, in which we will develop a contract with each individual school that will pay upfront for 150 students. And these schools will receive a discount for each 50 additional students that choose to enroll in our programs and services.
So for the actual product that we're going to be providing, it will be a software in the form of an app in the Oculus Quest store. And this app will contain a virtual school environment based on a real-life school where the students can interact with each other and other instructors, and they can even take basic language courses to improve their language acquisition skills. In addition, since this school will be based off on a real-life location, we are also thinking about incorporating VR models of famous architecture surrounding the school to allow for more cultural immersion. And lastly, we are also planning on creating a homestay environment where we can connect volunteer homestay parents with students to showcase them how their foreign language is spoken at home.
And I'm just going to quickly go over the market overviews for the three industries that we're going to cover. And the first one is the edutainment industry, which is currently valued at $1.6 billion in 2021. And with a compounded annual growth rate of 17.5%, it is expected to reach $5.81 billion by 2029. And the next one is the metaverse industry, which has been garnering a lot of attention in mainstream media due to huge investments from big tech companies such as Meta, Apple, and Microsoft. And it is currently valued at $38.85 billion in 2021. However, it is expected to grow to around $772.25 billion by 2030, with a compounded annual growth rate of 39.4%. And lastly, I just wanted to briefly mention some statistics surrounding the study abroad experience. And in the US, until the 2019-2020 school year, the number of total students in the US who are actually going on study abroad programs was increasing by 4% every year and reaching a peak of around 315,000 students. However, after the COVID pandemic, it actually dropped by 91%. But as the pandemic is starting to ease off, we are expected to go back on this balanced growth path of 4% and hopefully reach higher highs, even though it might take some time from now on.
The benefits associated with Connexa include a cost-effective alternative to traditional study abroad programs, extending this opportunity to students who may not have sufficient resources, finances, or time, and also promoting cross-cultural exchanges. The risks associated with our product include the fact that we're unable to recreate the full study abroad experience, given that it will take place in a virtual manner, and also the privacy and security risks that are associated with VR technology, such as malware, denial of service, and ransomware.
So for our main competitive advantage that our product has definitely is the uniqueness, as there's no other product in the market that incorporates both the study abroad experience using VR and metaverse technology. And the most online study abroad programs right now are facilitated by Zoom, which doesn't have much immersiveness. And since our product is so unique and there's only one of a kind in the market, we're able to make it cost effective and flexible as well.
So with respect to social impact, Connexa aims to bridge the gap between various socio and economic groups when it comes to attaining educational opportunities and also facilitating cultural immersion between foreign host countries and domestic institutions. We plan to incentivize students and teachers by offering a program that reduces the cost of a semester abroad from around $20,000 to $100 per student per semester, and increasing participation in study abroad programs, generating more funds for that respective school, which can be allocated towards its other programs. Connexa plans to target schools with VR technology and pre-existing study abroad programs, such as the following universities. And we will initially expand between universities and ultimately open our program up to the general public and anyone interested in refining their language acquisition skills. Here's a brief SWOT analysis of our product. One strength includes our direct-to-consumer business model. Weaknesses include the idea that our product necessitates substantial initial funding prior to implementation. Opportunities include the emerging relevance of the metaverse, and threats include the aforementioned security issues associated with VR technology.
So I'm just going to go briefly over the estimation of resources needed for our business. And we're currently planning on starting off with a 4-person team. However, we're also planning on expanding to 4 main divisions, which will have a software development team, a business managerial team, operations team, and a marketing team. And for networking, as aforementioned before, we really want to connect with local high schools and universities that already have established VR and study abroad programs. However, in the future, we would also really like to connect with big tech companies such as Meta, Apple, and Microsoft, who already have such established VR programs. And lastly, the technologies that we might potentially need are some VR headsets to test things on our end, and an Amazon Web Services or other cloud-based web server that we can use, as it will be economical in the short term and long term. And we would also need a VR integrated development environment for our software development team. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in the next coming slides, but the capital that we are expected to need is $250,000 for 10% equity for initial seed funding. And by year 2, we're hoping to get Series A funding for around $500,000 for 5% equity. And by year 3, we're hoping to get around $750,000 for 5%, another 5% equity. And this is an estimation of financial outflows that I'm just going to go into more detail in the next coming slides. So year 0 is going to be our development phase, and this means that we're actually not going to be making any revenue for this year, and we're just going to be spending most of our funds in our software developers to actually create the app, and business development to like kind of establish the starting the business, which will kind of bring our total expenses to be around $237,000 for the first year. However, year 1, this is going to be our launch year, and this is where we're actually going to be providing our service. So we're actually expecting more server and maintenance costs as well as marketing costs, which will bring our total expenses to be around $291,000. However, this is the first year that we're actually expected to make a profit, as we're expected to expand to around 10 universities, hopefully by the end of this year, which will net us around $350,000, which is above our break-even point of 9 universities, which will bring us around $315,000. And we're also hoping to expand to maybe 5 high schools by the end of this year, which will bring us another $12,500 in total revenue. And year 2, we're just trying to continue to expand the business, and this is going to require more software developers and higher server maintenance and marketing fees, which will bring our total expenses to be around $413,000 universities, or $413,000. However, we're also planning on expanding to more universities this year, to hopefully around 15 universities by the end of this year, which will bring us around a $577,000 total revenue, which is above our break-even point of 11 universities, which will bring us around $423,000. And we're also hopefully planning on expanding to around 10 high schools by the end of this year, which will bring us another $30,000. And year 3, this is that part actually we're trying to expand to other continents, which is going to require significantly more expenses all around, and that's going to make our total expenses be around $688,000. However, hopefully we're able to expand to around 25 universities by the end of this year, as we're expanding to many different continents, which will get us around $1.05 million in total revenue, which is way above our break-even point of 17 universities, which will bring us around $714,000. And hopefully we are also able to expand our high school division to around 15 high schools, which will bring another $60,000 in total revenue. And as aforementioned before, we really want to connect with big tech companies and companies that have already established VR sectors, such as Meta, Google, and Qualcomm, and they'll allow us to have our business be more widespread.
Another potential sponsor includes the U.S. Department of Education, given that they recently proposed an initiative akin to the Defense Advanced Research Projects in order to allocate more funding in technological innovations to address the consequences of the global pandemic on learning. We also plan to partner with non-governmental organizations and nonprofits attending the 67th Annual Commission on the Status of Women, given that this year's priority theme is innovation and technological change and education in the digital age. This means that all participatory organizations are dedicated to expanding the use of technology-based curriculum in schools. And we would also like to partner with nonprofits whose primary objective is to invest in educational technology, such as the Digital Promise.
And this is just a brief implementation timeline of what we're planning to do for the next 36 months. And that is all we have for today. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. I think that we can move on to the questions. I believe John might have one.
Actually, I had one, but the guys answered me. But could you please elaborate more how you chose the target group countries? I thought you mentioned Spain. It's obvious about Spanish language, or is there any other reason?
So we chose Spain initially because the top 5 most visited study abroad locations from the United States was UK, Spain, Italy, France, and South Korea. However, we really wanted to focus on the language part of the study abroad experience. And since English, or the UK and Americans, they both speak English, we wanted to choose Spain because they speak Spanish instead.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Valentina, yes.
I will continue. I have a curiosity, let's say. Do you really think that people will be interested in having this kind of experience? Because from my point of view, the cultural experience is about perceiving, seeing, touching, speaking directly face to face with all the other people around you. And I understand all the advantages of the VR, but it is not for real, actually, from my point of view. Do you really think that people will be interested in having this experience instead of trying to organize a trip, a journey, I do not know, to have funds for visiting Italy or Spain?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I
I
definitely.
agree.
Sorry.
Oh, I agree that the in-person, like, cultural immersive experience is emblematic of the study abroad program. But like we previously mentioned, our program is mainly targeted towards students who may not have like the financial needs to fund the study abroad program, which usually costs around $20,000.
Yes, definitely, it's pretty much expensive. But which is the difference in between looking at the picture and having this immersive experience?
I mean, I understand your concerns, and they're definitely valid concerns. And of course, as of the technology right now, we can never replace the full study abroad experience. However, as the metaverse technology increases, we are expecting to increase a lot in the next couple of years. I think it'll become more and more immersive, and more students will actually find benefit in trying this out, especially for students who have economical issues or even time frame issues, because I know many of my friends have family obligations and they really want to go on study abroad experiences. However, they're actually stuck in home. So I think the $100 per semester is a very economical choice for many of these students. So yes, I understand it's not a full replacement. However, I think it still has its various benefits for sure.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anyone else from the jury maybe have a question to Team Connexa? I don't think so. So I believe this is a wrap. Thank you so much, guys. And good luck to the results. So now that we have summed up and we have reached the end of the finalist presentations, I think it's time to, first of all, finalize the grades from the jury. So we have our results, but also announce the audience award. Some of you might already be aware of it, but we are also live streaming on YouTube. And the people watching the live stream on YouTube have the chance to vote for their favorite team. Tatiana, can you please open the poll so everyone can start voting? And guys from the 5 finalist team, it's your chance to tell your friends to log into the live stream and vote for you. You might be the one winning the audience award. I also believe we have a recap video of what we just saw. So we can play that until we have the results from the poll.
Hello everyone, we're Girl Boss team.
So here's our executive summary, which includes overview of unique features, financial prospects, and market analysis of our solution.
So therefore, we're providing our solution of virtual reality edutainment, shortly VRE. It is a solution that combines the power of virtual reality technology with the principles of edutainment to create engaging and interactive learning experiences. For 3S framework, so our strategy is to engage students and enhance teaching, and our structure is mainly oriented to stakeholders of teachers and students and IT staff. Let's switch to the analysis of the edutainment market. So the global market size is 4.75 billion in 2021, and it grew to 5.44 billion in 2022. We want to target the audience groups.
In conclusion, our solution is innovative as it's interactive, overcomes traditional limitations, and offers exploration opportunities, profitable due to growing demand for engaging learning experiences, and has potential for upselling and edutaining, as it encourages students to be actively engaged in their own learning.
We are introducing a brand new platform called Mental Outreacher. Unlike current platforms like ShareWeTalk, Mind.org, etc., MAST aims at creating an interactive and innovative edutainment platform for students to acquire more information by integrating professional and informative advice to increase their awarenesses towards mental health issues.
We're planning to make a digitalized, tailor-made platform. So there will be 3 user modes incorporating student, teacher, and school mode.
We would like to emphasize edutainment through the help of Therapy Doll. Here we will cooperate with the Hong Kong Therapy Doll Association.
Aware of the importance of acknowledging mental health problems.
Also, the difficulty in monitoring the authenticity of the participants' progress. However, it is apparent that the advantages of our plan outweighs the downside.
Flows into costs and revenue, where costs including fixed costs and operating costs. To reach break-even point, it is expected to have 321 schools joining our program.
We are WinterChallenge. Have you ever wondered, where can I find a platform or a place to learn economy?
With executive summary, we make product called IEOx Academy, and this product is special.
So here we have a rough design of our product that we make ourselves. First, we have the main menu, the trade center, and the learning center.
After talking about the product, now I'm going to talk about the market expansion of it. So the first one is short run, where we want to concentrate more into the Indonesian market since most of the our factor of production is there. The second one is medium run, where we want to concentrate more into Southeast Asia country and also other developing country.
All right, so this is our financial calculation for this project, which is IEOx Academy. Next, we will talk about market growth. As we all know, 2023 is the year of artificial intelligence. Software like ChatGPT and Notion AI has shown a rapid growth of users recently.
Thank you for listening and have a nice day.
Educational systems have their own problems, students desire, and possible improvements. We have highlighted some of them.
First thing that we had to do is market analytics. Our total addressable market is $365 billion.
Our suggestion is Pitfall, mistakes-friendly app. You start it when you find mistakes of other people. First of all, you get a problem. It's same problems for you and your opponents. Then you solve it and exchange your works with the opponents.
Stakeholders are people who have an impact on our app or are interested in it. We divided them by power and interest. Anywhere and meet people from all over the world. We prioritize your mental health.
Our first social impact would be reducing bias in learning.
One of the best advantages for our solution is its financial side. We required a total of $1.86 million of investment.
People to learn free of bias and get feedback, which is very important in education.
And this is our business case proposal.
Connexta plans to address the issue of wage disparity as it relates to attaining educational opportunities. We plan to utilize the SaaS subscription-based model in which we'll make a contract with each individual school.
So the actual product we're trying to create is going to be an app in the Oculus Quest Store, which will try to recreate the virtual school environment. So for the edutainment market, it was valued currently at $1.6 billion in 2021. However, with an annual compounded growth rate of 17.5%, it is expected to reach $5.81 billion by 2029.
So the benefits associated with Connexta obviously include providing cost-effective study abroad program. The risks associated with our product are obviously the fact that we cannot fully recreate the study abroad experience.
So this is a general estimation of financial outflows. As mentioned before, these are some potential partners and sponsors.
Thank you.
So those were actually snippets of what they submitted in the peer grading, which is quite impressive. They had to do it in, I believe, 7 or 9 days and come up with their final presentation and also film the video and everything. So yeah, I find it quite impressive, the solutions that we've seen. One more thing we should mention is that this year we also had instructors. If you're not aware what the instructors are, they were basically teachers that were assisting the teams through the competition, guiding them and giving them advice when they could. And in the finalist team, actually, we had one team that came with an instructor. So we have the interview from him. Spiros, would be great if you could share the video before we announce the results.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Benny Wong, instructor of Mass Team. Team code number is 23197 from Hong Kong. My company called Nice Education Consultant Limited, which is also the host for the IEO Macau selection since 2022. The host in Macau region central office sent us the information about WIC, and we are all interested in this challenge. Despite promoting in Macau, we also promote this event in Hong Kong and China. As a result, we have helped over 70 students joining WIC, with the majority are rookies and don't know what is IEO before. Therefore, I think the event helped promoting IEO a lot. For the preparation of the WIC, we offer both offline and online courses for students. With my past experience being coach for the China team and Macau team, I have shared a lot about what the event is and what participants should be aware. As an instructor, I think mostly we need to do is to inspire students the application of the economic theories in their daily life. Students may learn a lot of economic and financial knowledge from schools, but they may not know how to make use of it. So I think instructor could put more effort on discussion and guide them how to apply those intellectual which you learn from college. About the BC round, I think the most critical scenario is how to prove your project proposal is work. Proposal must include cost and sales prediction, and applicants have to think how they have such prediction and what to support their estimation. This is important for investor consideration whether it's worth investing it or not. We have a number of teenagers from Hong Kong and Macau joining the WIC. They all have positive feedback about such a challenging game and let them learn more from the students throughout the world. It enhances their interest in joining the coming IEO too.
That was actually a great interview, I believe. And thank you to the instructor for sending us the answers and the video. I believe it's now time to close the audience award poll. I hope everyone had the time to vote. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, the poll is closed now. So we can start with the results. Starting off from the bronze medal, the third team. I would like to invite Valentina to announce it.
Hello, everybody. Big congrats on your work and on the way that you presented all the projects here. And I have the honor to say that the bronze medal goes to the team Conexa. Big congrats.
Congratulations, guys. You're in third place. I'm really looking forward to seeing your, how do you feel about it in the group chat. Feel free to text us in the main one with all the participants. And I think that now we can move on to the second team, the one with the silver medal. I would like to invite Alexander Zitkovsky to announce that. Alexander, are you here with us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, thank you. Well, actually, the second place achievement is a very good result for you guys, and I think I have voted exactly this way, and I don't know how to start this presentation. Start an announcement, maybe with 3, 2, 1. And it's
Congratulations, guys. So we have Team Montor in second place. Congratulations. It was really an impressive presentation. And now we can move on to the first team, the one that won the business case finals this year. Christos, I would like to invite you to announce it.
Thank you very much, Eleni. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us, for presenting your ideas, for judging those students. They've done a lot of achievements in this winter challenge. This team won out of 135 other teams. Other teams peer graded them, then they had the jury procedure, and now you are here. You won the gold medal, you are on top of this competition, of this Winter Challenge, the most populated IEO event by now. I hope it is not staying that way. We will have another one. And the winner is Honest Base. So congratulations, guys. It's an amazing idea. I hope I use your app soon.
So congratulations, everyone. Congratulations to the winning teams, of course, to the first one and to the other ones that made the podium. And obviously to all the finalists and the teams that peer graded. It's a really important part of the process in this competition. And let's keep some more time for the audience award that we did on the YouTube live stream. Spiros, are you ready to announce that?
I think we will need one more minute, but we will have it really soon. I would like to congratulate all the teams as well as part of the jury. And I would like to point out the importance of the audience award this year, since we have asked them to create an educational platform. And as we know, educational platforms should mostly be judged by the students who use them. So the audience award represents some of the students that competed in the week this year. And I think that in a second, I will be ready to congratulate the team that won the audience award. And
okay, that's great.
You're all ready for it. Let's see it all together. Okay, so I think we had a clear winner. It's Mother Tilik again. Congrats, guys! You won the winner.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you so
guys!
very much, guys.
You're the audience award winners. We've actually had more than 200 votes. So I hope it means a lot to you too, as much as it means to us. And this is a wrap on the business case finals for this year for the Winter Challenge. I would like to, before we end the meeting, I would like to thank the jury for attending, asking questions, and following up on your presentations. Obviously, the 5 finalists that were here today to give their best self and present their ideas the best they could. Thank you, Tatiana and Julia, for dealing with the Zoom and the YouTube, and Spiros for all the graphics. They were great. I hope you've enjoyed it. And don't forget that tomorrow we wrap up this year's Winter Challenge with a closing ceremony at 12 p.m. UTC. There we will also announce the overall results, so make sure you don't miss out on it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is a great event and I love this. Thank you so very much. Have a nice day, guys.
I'm glad you like it.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.
Congratulations
Bye-bye.
for
Bye-bye.
us.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
See you guys tomorrow. Wish we are in a good condition.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.